I joined the Portuguese Economic Journal quite early on because I thought it was a very interesting project. I did think back then, as I think now, that's tremendously important for the development of economics as a discipline, as a field in Portugal. And as being on the editorial board, I proposed and was accepted by the main editors back then to have a special issue on law and economics. And why? For two reasons. First, because I think law and economics is an important field of economics. It is not a separate field. It's not a field of law. It is a field within law and economics. So I think it would be important also to have the Portuguese Economic Journal giving it some attention. The other reason was to introduce in the special issue topics that are directly related to things that matter in Europe, or specifically in Portugal, and of course will not attract a lot of attention outside of our borders. And I remember two issues that are typically Portuguese or even European, but not American. For example, the changes on court fees that we had in 2006 and 2007. They were important reforms, and the impact they had on access to courts. That's one topic. The other topic is the role of government in out-of-court settlements. That's also something that matters a lot in Europe because we have government as party in litigation very often, which is not the case in the United States. So these are examples of things that matter locally, but might not matter outside of our reality. And that's why a journal like this one should give it some attention. This was an important experience in my life because up to that moment I had little experience as editor, and actually after that experience I became editor of different journals in law and economics, the Review of Law and Economics and International Review of Law and Economics. And this is an important experience in the sense of trying to understand the problems that we are used to look at from the viewpoint of someone who submits, from the author, the researcher, from the viewpoint of the editor. And there are many aspects to be learned. Essentially, finding referees, making sure the referees are on time, appeasing authors that sometimes do not really have a lot of understanding how the process works. And finally, rejections. Rejections are never light, rejections are never easy, because we do know that every time we reject a paper, someone is going to be unhappy about that rejection. The main lesson at the end of the day is that the editor is the residual owner of the journal. That's a language we all economists understand. That is, no matter what the author does, the referees do, and everybody else does, the fact is the final word is to the editor, and in that respect, the editor is and has to be the residual claimant. That's the only way incentives are aligned between the editor and the overall reputation of the journal. I have to say that the success of the journal seems obvious and trivial now, but it was not so obvious and so trivial 10 and 15 years ago. There were a lot of people who actually gave a lot of energy and work to make it successful, but part of its success, which I think was a common ground for all editors, or at least the vast majority of editors, was to make the journal an European and international journal, that is, attract papers beyond Portuguese authors, beyond Portuguese topics, and beyond the Portuguese territory. And I think that is a very important move. Let me tell you, this was not consensual across everyone, since back then, 15 years ago, not everyone thought that this was a great idea. Fortunately, the editors took the view that this was a great idea. I think they did very well, and I should congratulate them, past editors, current editors, and made this a very successful journal. And I do wish the journal keeps the high track record it has had so far for the next decades.